Hey guys, Mike here from Ekim Knives, and I just wanted to show you this one before it jumps off my table and gets ruined. This has been a nightmare and a half, this knife. Sorry, I seriously finished it 10 seconds ago, and I'm doing the video before something else happens to it. And there's a story about this one. I'll show you the knife. It's my third Agitator, the friction folders. So this one is done in marble carbon fiber. You see, I tried to push myself in every single aspect of this build to try and increase my skill level. I pulled all the tricks out for this one. So, I guess I'll give you the grand tour of it. Go ahead and open her up. Okay, so we have our normal CPM 154. This is acid stonewash flats with a super high gloss bevel, as you can see. And I also polished the fuller the best I could. It was like 5 or 6 different processes just to get this two-tone. But this is what I wanted. I wanted to see if I could do it, and I pulled it off. So I was very happy with that, even though the blade kicked me in the head at every turn. But that's okay. I did my first custom pivot. I put it on the mill and kind of stepped it into an hourglass shape. You can see all the steps in it. Polished that as well. All the hardware is polished. There's that marble carbon fiber again. My first gear pattern backspacer. This is titanium. And the backspacer is one of those things because I wanted to push myself. It was originally titanium, so I spent a couple hours making this, and then I drilled the holes wrong, so that's garbage. And then I said, alright, well, I'll just do it in some more marble carbon fiber, because when you grind it on end, it looks pretty cool. So I made this one, and then I go to flatten it and trim it down so it fits perfectly, and I went too far, like by like 3/1000ths of an inch, so the clearance was off, and the knife would end up either rubbing or it wouldn't center. So another one in the scrap bin. Seriously, this knife has been on the edge of the garbage can the entire build, and I'm so glad to get this thing out of here. But I think it was worth it. All the aggravation, I kind of forgot about all that now. The pocket clip, I put as many facets on it as I can. See there? Each one, when the light hits it, will reflect differently. Same thing on the front. Kind of that bow tie, that X pattern, so everything is swedged. I mean, it got to the point where if it was sitting still long enough in my shop, I was going to swedge it. The backspacer, even though you can't see it, see those dark spots right here along the edges? It's because I swedged the backspacer too. Just for fun. Why not? I even kind of put a facet on the front there. Swedged the back of it so it's a taper. Almost like a little tail. And I got this one to fit perfectly. I have a new process of getting them to fit. So hopefully I can keep doing that going forward. It took 3 backspacers to figure it out, but I got it. I don't know if you can see inside, but I jeweled the inside of the liners, titanium liners. There's my signature on the backspacer. Is that right side up? No, it's upside down. That's carbonized on the backspacer. Ain't gonna show up. Well, I think you kind of see it in there. It's hard to see in this little screen here. So you can kind of see the jeweling in there. I took the whole thing, and it took me like an hour just to jewel it. Speaking of hours, I lost track of how many hours I have into this thing. A lot. But I wanted, like I said, I wanted to push myself and see what I can come up with. And mind me, I'm just wiping a smudge off the fingerprint magnet of a blade. All that's left is to sharpen it and obviously clean off my fingerprints and clean it up. And then it'll be good to go. I can't wait for it to leave. Don't mind the fingerprints. So I'll give you one last flyby of it. Just wanted to show this one off. I'm proud of it now that I'm done with it, because I didn't show you how I almost ruined it. So this marble carbon fiber is extremely hard to find, and I happened to get it at auction. And in the auction, I ended up paying, just for the carbon fiber, 125 bucks, right? And seriously, there was 10 guys in line behind me within seconds trying to bid on this, and I got lucky and I won it. So I wanted to save it for something special where I go overboard like this. So everything's going fine. I'm working this really expensive piece of carbon fiber, and then it's all shaped, it's all chamfered, everything's nicely done, and all I have to do is recess the holes with this little carbide end mill. You see how aggressive that thing is? It works great in stuff that doesn't grab hold of it. Needless to say, I helicoptered these scales twice to the point where the cutter kind of spiraled through, and I smacked that stop switch as fast as I could, and made sure not to touch it, because if it helicopters and you touch it, it's gonna just bore out an angle and then they're ruined. So I was really mad that day. I thought I had ruined it, but luckily it survived. I was able to salvage it. I also broke like 4 drill bits that were really expensive. This little reamer, as you can see from the backspacer, I smoked the tip on this thing. This thing's garbage too, a $20 reamer. So I cannot wait to kick this thing out of my shop. Stop breaking my tools, knife. Alright, I know this video didn't make sense at all, but I'm going to upload it anyway, because why not? So you got my standard build. You see it's got the washers and everything in it. There's it closed. This one didn't have any detents. Just a smooth operator. Yeah, but that's it, guys. Now I know what I can accomplish, and this about marks my 1 year mark, and this is knife number 24, I think, overall. So for 24 knives in 1 year of doing this part-time, I think I'm doing okay now. Definitely inspires a little confidence when it comes out the way you planned, even if it kicked you in the head at every turn. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to share that with you. I had a request on actually I had a couple of requests of people asking me how I make my videos, what I use, and how do I edit them, and even some tips and tricks of well, first tip and trick is speak properly. I have trouble with that. But yeah, people wanted some tips of, maybe if they wanted to start a knife channel, what kind of material should they cover? Should they do reviews? Should they do knife shop stuff? I mean, I'll go into that in the other video, but that's probably going to be my next upload. But alright, guys, this is Mike from Ekim Knives, and I'll catch you on the next video.